a series of picking a color. So today the color is red and tapping on red objects. So I found a variety of red objects either at the store or around my house, and I will tap on them, describe them, etc. So this is just a wood block, a red wood block. I love the sound of tapping on wood. It's one of my favorites. Next, I found this red flashlight. I will not shine it in your eyes, I promise. I always keep a flashlight next to my bed in case the power goes out or anything like that. Not that that happens often, but it's always good to know exactly where one or two are at all times, just in case. I have mentioned before that red is my least favorite color. See, I don't say that I hate red. Maybe sometimes I do, but I try to say least favorite generally because all colors have their time and place and necessity, like in art and of course obviously in nature. But I would say red is my least favorite, so you're going to see that a lot of the things I tap on today are going to be extremely random because I don't own a lot of red things. So this is a red permanent marker because I do use these. But a lot of the red things I own are very random. I do, however, use Old Spice. I am a very loyal Old Spice customer for a long time. And yes, I use men's deodorant. I really don't think that there should be any delineation between men and women's deodorant. It's kind of silly to me. I also like Old Spice because it's actual deodorant, not antiperspirant. I do not want any of the chemicals that they put in antiperspirant, nor do I need them really. I honestly hardly sweat at all. I almost wish I sweat more. But I've heard from people that do sweat a lot that that's not true, that I shouldn't wish that I want to sweat more, but you know, even if I work out, it feels like I never get a sweat, so it makes me feel like underaccomplished. But I only need to use deodorant. I really look for that aluminum free, but I'm sure there's reasons that people need to use antiperspirant, so no judgment. It's just not what I need. But I love Old Spice. All of the, I was gonna say flavors, scents. Let's go with that. Scents of Old Spice are good. There's none that I'm like die hard about. I usually switch it up because you go kind of nose blind to your own scent, you know, after a couple of weeks. So I pretty much switch it up with a new flavor. I should not say flavor, scent of deodorant. Each time I start a new stick. Next, I have a decent amount of kitchen utensils that are red. I think a lot of people like red in their kitchen. It's kind of like a traditional, I don't even know if you say like farmhouse type thing, the red color in kitchens. But my kitchen, I don't really have like a They're so small. It's like the part that has the cutting on it is only like, I don't know, 2 inches, maybe an inch and a half. But my hands fit in it like a normal size hand. So I'm not really sure what they were for or where I got them from. But I do have them. These are beads. Big red chunky beads. I have a Wiener Whistle. If you know, you know. Oscar Mayer Wiener, or the brand Oscar Mayer, used to give out these Wiener Whistles. I don't think they even call it Oscar Mayer Wiener anymore. I think they call it something else. Oscar Mayer. I don't know. I think they got rid of the word. But I think these are still called Wiener Whistles. I'm not sure. But if you blow into it, it just makes like a whistle sound. It's nothing impressive or special, but they are like collector's items nose pliers. However, it's not a very long needle nose, but they're mostly red. I have a whole tool set, or like, I guess it's just screwdrivers and different types of pliers that are this red and black. I don't know what brand they are. They don't say. They just have like some generic writing on them. So they definitely come in handy when you need them. So I saw this and was like, oh, I love tapping on foam. So I had to have it, and it's red. It's so smooth. And then, of course, I have lots of art supplies that are red. I did not bring every single one of my art supplies that are red, but I grabbed a couple. So, like, this acrylic paint is red, and it's clearly been used. You can see paint all over it. It's mostly empty. I don't think you can hear it. Along those same lines, some praying red paint. This is not good paint, in my opinion, like if you're actually going to do art, but if you just want something to like lightly color a canvas in the background, or you want something more like see-through than acrylic paint, this praying, is definitely more, let's call it transparent. I was gonna say viscous, but I can't remember if more viscous or less viscous is the word I'm looking for. It is more runny, so whichever that is. So I actually have a second pair of scissors. These are like what I'd call kitchen scissors. They are magnetic on the back, so they stick to the fridge, which is really nice. And they're really high quality scissors. They're very sharp. And they're definitely much bigger than that other pair of scissors I showed you. And they have like other tools, like I think maybe this is for removing bottle tops. This is like a really sharp point here. I don't know exactly what you're supposed to use it for, but it looks like a flathead screwdriver. And then almost like this is meant to be wire strippers. I don't know if you'd actually use it for that. And then this is really sharp, like a nutcracker. Again, never used it for anything other than scissors, but it's nice that it has all those added amenities. My scissors can do all of this cool stuff. I feel like that's how they marketed it, but honestly, to me, they're just a pair of scissors. Next, I have this little dustpan that's red. It's just a little mini dustpan. Then my first aid kit is red. It's it's from the American Red Cross, so it's obviously red. I have never had to open this first aid kit, which I guess is a good thing, but I'm assuming it has band-aids and like alcohol wipes and maybe gauze, some like Neosporin or something like that, antiseptic type things. I don't know, it's pretty hefty, so I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in it. I've just never actually opened it. I found a pair of gloves that were red. They've got like those grippies on the inside. And they also have the text fingers so that you can use your phone while you have your gloves on. I have pretty large hands, so these are actually a little bit too small for my hands. But that's okay. They still work for keeping me warm and for touching my phone. I also found that I own one red hanger. I have no idea where this came from. It must be from like borrowing an outfit from someone or something like that, and never giving the hanger back because I don't. This is the only red hanger that I own. I normally like the hangers that have like either texture on them, like they're velvet or like more grippy. I don't like these smooth hangers. There's very few things I really like these smooth hangers for. I like the ones that have like the little, I don't even know, what do you call that? Where it's got the little dealy here and here to help hold your garments on. But that's because I find that women's clothing slips really bad. Like we either have like a large neckline or a V-cut, and it's very slippery. So these like don't hold my clothes on very, very well. Then I found a gift bag, I guess you call it a gift bag, in red. Now if I dug into my Christmas stuff, I would have all sorts of red. Honestly, maybe I'll do a bunch of Christmas videos for the different colors of Christmas, because holy cow, I have a lot of red Christmas stuff, but that's pretty much the only time of year that I tolerate the color red, because I'm just really not a fan. Especially of it being like displayed in my house. Don't really care for red. Here's some more art supplies. A red marker. It's a double-sided marker. There's a fine tip end and a fat tip end. I used these markers in one of my other videos. Then I found a pen. If you don't know about these pens, you need to get them. They're called Friction by, who are they by? Pilot, I guess is the brand. They are erasable. So this tip is not an actual eraser. It's just a, like, I don't know even what you call it, just like a soft piece of rubber, and it erases by friction. That's why it's called friction. So, you know, friction's when you rub something against something else. I mean, in really, like, very layman's terms, that's what it is. erase it. And I mean, it's like really erased. I've had some erasable pens in my life that like leave smudges everywhere. This does not. These are awesome. They have them in every color. The one thing I will warn you is because it erases due to friction. It's not just friction, it's heat due to friction, right? So like one time I was writing something and I set my hot cup of coffee on top of it, not thinking at all, and it erased that whole like portion of where my coffee cup ring was. So good thing to pay attention to, and they probably should put a warning on the box about that, but I never really saw it or read it. Here's another red marker. This is one of those Mr. Sketch scented markers. If you grew up with these scented markers, you're probably entitled to some sort of